There is nothing more exciting than getting a tax return, getting a refund. There's nothing more disastrous than having to give money back to the ATO. I just saw a report just the other day where about 80,000 people out there who lodged their returns early had to give money back to the ATO. So don't be like them, right? That'd be my first thing I'd say. Second thing is the ATO. They've given the green light for everyone to go and lodge their returns. They're giving us their blessing. That's nice. But what they mean by their blessing or their green light is that a lot of the information that comes through from third parties has come through to the ATO, and it's on essentially what we would call as accountants your pre-filling report. So the data you go and download so you can do your tax return, all the stuff that goes into your return, like interest, dividends, and even your own information on your pay. It's essentially what we used to call back in the day a payment summary, or if you're really old, a group certificate. So there is one final thing that you really need to check in and look at before you lodge that return. You want to make sure your employer has finalized your payroll, what you've been paid during the year. And the reason that's so important is because essentially, until they finalize it, it could be wrong. So there could be maybe too much tax withholding in there, not enough. Basically, whatever the numbers are, what you've earned gross, car allowances, tax withheld, or even super that's been salary sacrifice, all that sort of stuff, right? That all goes on the payment summary. It all needs to be finalized, and it could be wrong. Even though when we do payroll under the Single Touch Payroll system, it all gets reported every pay run. So you can always see as you go how much you've earned. But effectively, until that pay run, until that payroll for the 2026 year or any financial year is finalized, you shouldn't do your tax return. So if you go to do your return that your information on your pay says unfinalized, go to your employer, go to your boss, whoever does the pays in where you work, and say, hey, my payroll isn't finalized. Can you finalize it? And then do your tax return. And the risk is if you don't do that, you could go and lodge your return and be one of those 80,000 I talked about who lodged their return. And even if you lodged it later, where you've got to pay money back. And no one wants to give money back to the ATO. So get your tax refund right the first time round. And it's just by taking some simple precautions so you don't get caught out. Guys, leave a comment. What have you discovered or learned along the process of lodging previous tax returns or maybe this 2026 year return?